No, thanks guys for the opportunity. I just do want to share a little bit about my story. I've been coming to ISI for 5 months now, I think, and want to talk about what that was like because I hope it helps someone, maybe in my situation. So, yeah, about 2 years ago, I was kind of living for myself. I was pursuing success, was feeling pretty successful in my career. I had a pretty good job. Went house hunting, found a new home in 2020 right before COVID hit. Got a great deal thanks to a lot of help from my family. And as you guys know, the market, did pretty well in that time span. And I felt pretty good about the equity I was building as a new homeowner and everything. And at the same time, COVID sent me working from home. So that was pretty convenient. And the following year, I was able to even get a promotion, take on a new role as a data engineer, which is kind of a dream job. And in that 6 months' time, I saw my income increase by over 30%. And I was like, all right, I'm living the dream here, right? Like, this is awesome. But then what's interesting is that I was actually kind of dying really, really quickly on the inside because, as you guys know, with COVID, we all have our stories probably, but I was working from home. I moved probably 30 miles away, brand new neighborhood, had to kind of create a brand new set of friends, a new small group, going to CCV, all those sorts of things. But then within COVID, it's kind of tough to make new friends. So I'm looking down at my new neighborhood, like, I'm not sure how I'm going to meet these people. I hooked into a small group, but then because of COVID, we were trying to be cautious. So we weren't going in person. We were doing Zoom and everything. And just things took time. And meanwhile, I was just it felt like the days were running together and I didn't really have any connection to community. And so things got worse and worse, honestly. And so I just started to realize that, I was kind of reaping what I was sowing for years, actually. It wasn't just COVID that I could blame. It was that I, for years, pursued the idols of success. I wanted to be successful in my career, get money. I didn't think that I had to actually, develop community. I felt like friends were kind of like, okay, they'll leave. They're not necessarily critical. That's I just kind of was indifferent. And so I didn't put in the work. I didn't try to actually invest in other people. So no wonder, right? I didn't have deep relationships, especially when I needed them the most. And then what happened is, even though I was realizing that, I still couldn't fix it. I was getting really frustrated because I'm like, how come, why aren't people kind of reaching out to me? Like, why do I have to do the work? And I was frustrated at that. Meanwhile, because I didn't have all that community, a lot of problems in my marriage started to get worse and worse. I started to seek some of those things that we need from other men as well, especially toward my wife. When she wasn't able to reciprocate in exactly the way I needed, that kind of made me feel rejected, and I got angry. That made me throw things back at her in anger and very, very hurtful things that I'm so ashamed of. It got pretty bad, and I was even verbally abusive toward my kids and my wife. I dared her to divorce me multiple times. I was depressed. But on the outside, I was doing okay, high performing at work, right? You couldn't tell. And I also got back into old habits, right? So I started to medicate with pornography. That seemed to fix it, right? And all of this is just kind of just downward spiral at this point. And I was angry at God because why is this happening? And I knew I needed something more. So I at some point I went on the CCV app. I got the contact info for ISI, but I didn't go. I sat on it for months. I was like, I don't know. It just, I'm not sure. And at one point, I called my brother. I think it was December 29th, and Alan's sitting here. And he's not the only man I reached out to. And there are men, my friend Peter's here today, he was a lifeline for me. Peter met with me over the phone for coffee multiple times. My new small group leader, David, I hope he's here today. I don't know if he's here, but he became a good friend to me, meeting coffee and all this stuff. So there were men who were lifelines, but at one point I reached out to Alan and I said, I don't know what's going on. Like it's not like there's a fight. It's not like it's one thing here. I literally don't know what's wrong, but something is wrong. Like I'm going to bed, I'm crying myself to sleep. I feel like there are dark arms coming over me, like attacking me essentially sometimes. And I don't know what that is. January 22nd, I finally, for whatever reason, got up and went to ISI because I don't think I knew what else to do. And it was kind of interesting. There, speaker about chiropractor, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm in the right place here, but when we broke into groups, it was like I was able to get this stuff off my chest, and I was so frustrated. I remember Tom Grote, like just listening there and hearing me out. You know, all the men, Jim, you know, so many men here who listened to me, and that was just incredible. And I instantly knew I had to come back every single week. Like I need this. So I decided that immediately. And then that first week too, Skip got up here and he said, hey, there's a 5-week video series on Sexual Integrity 101. Come check it out. So I was like, well, maybe I should check that out because I know I'm struggling with this issue again that I've had. And so I went to that for 5 weeks, and lo and behold, there's a small group for Pure Desire that started out with Patrick. And so I felt that God had put that in my path, and so I joined. And you know, just to show what God does, like it turns out too that my wife is able to go to a women's Pure Desire group as well. And I would have said that never, ever would have happened. But as I continue to go to ISI, just, you know, I would have days where I'm coming in with my hoodie in the corner because I don't want to talk to anyone, you know. Bad days and good days, but every single day, every single time I come, my spirit was filled, and I just would go out like just almost just unbelievable, like weeping almost because because it's exactly what I needed. And God, I could see him transforming my marriage. There's slowly but surely progress there. I remember texting the guys once where I just was driving home and I'm like, I'm happy again. I'm joyful again. What's going on with me here? Right? Because I was so hopeless, honestly, to be honest with you guys. Like, I had no hope. And so I would just say, don't let yourself get out of community because it'll get ugly. And I'm just so grateful to you guys for everything that I'm able to get here. And I hope that you connect to community as well. Because it's just the beginning for me. I see that God's healing my marriage and changing me away from the selfish person I was into someone who owns his relationships, right? Sacrifices for his wife and serves others. And that's why I'm really enjoying serving with Danny every week. And I'm just so thankful for everything you guys bring here every week and help men like me to get back on track. And the thing I realized is that I was pursuing these idols and kind of having Jesus on the side. But unless you have Jesus at the center, like of everything, it doesn't work. And like that's what I discovered is put him in the center and I can still have a good job and I can still have a good, like those things are going to be there essentially, but he has to be in the center. And so thank you guys, and I look forward to speaking with you if you have any questions. Thanks.